This video is brought to you by Robinhood. Have you ever watched the chess scene from Harry Potter and thought, hey, I wish I could be used as a pawn by rich assholes who will literally change the rules of the game while I'm playing just to screw me out of my hard-earned paycheck? Then download Robinhood on the Google. Among Us is one of my favorite games to play recently. It's a game about deception and being able to find the truth among the lies. And what makes the game challenging is how much information is being thrown at you. So it's crucial to find a way to figure out which information is relevant and truthful. And that information is going to come from players that can be trusted to tell the truth. But that begs the question, how do you know who to trust?
Tough. I've cleared
Oh my
Amy for previous
God.
rounds,
I
so
do not have a clue.
It can be challenging to figure out who is trustworthy because people that aren't are usually trying their hardest into fooling people that they're actually telling the truth.
I paid $85 an hour for that Mercedes.
Oof.
Yeah, he was good. Hey, okie dokie, yes.
So I wanted to make this video to share some of the tools I use to help me determine whom I can trust. There are three main tools I use to figure out if I should believe what someone is telling me. Track record, someone sharing information to their own detriment, and being logical. Let's start with track record. A great way to determine if someone can be trusted is to look back at their history of commenting on the same subject. If someone has a long history of making accurate statements on a topic, then it's reasonable to trust them on issues regarding this topic. Let's look at an example of someone you shouldn't trust.
TD, the consummate homer.
This is Terrell Davis, former running back for the Denver Broncos. In this clip, he has since retired from pro football to give his analysis on TV. This is his attempt at predicting the 2019 record of the Green Bay Packers. He gives them an overall record of 6-10. Their actual record for the 2019 season was 13-3. He guessed with an accuracy of 43.75%, which if you figure the odds of a coin toss are 50-50, I wouldn't stake my life on this guy being able to predict the outcome of a Packers game. Now, like I said earlier, you should look at track records on the same subject. So maybe because of biases, this guy is bad at picking the outcomes of Packers games, but is incredibly accurate at picking the outcome of Falcons games. Which leads me to a caveat. One thing to look out for here is a fallacious appeal to authority, which means just because someone's an expert at one topic, that doesn't mean they're automatically an expert of a different topic. I don't know about you, but I don't get relationship advice from my doctor. One more thing I love from this clip. Watch his co-host here when Terrell says that the Packers are going to go 6-10.
6-10 for the Green Bay Packers. 6-10 for the Green Bay Packers. 6-10 for the Green Bay Packers.
Some tips for analyzing track record. Don't use the person as a source of information for their own track record. Remember, people want you to think they're trustworthy, so if they have a bad track record, they're going to try to bolster it. To show you an example of a good track record, here's a clip of someone revealing who the imposter is in round 1.
Ray just dipped into O2 and sliced Mulligan and ran out.
I wasn't.
Now, Among Us can be tricky because there's only 2 imposters, which makes an incredibly small sample size of being right about one previous imposter, and no ability to truly validate if they were telling the truth. But since this is just a game, it's okay to make some guesses on these things. So here we have Amy throwing out Ray in round 1, which there's a lot of context going in why Amy can be trusted here. Accusing someone absolutely round 1 is usually a losing strategy for an imposter unless they're caught red-handed. The way Ray defended herself isn't quite to her play style if she were innocent, but for the sake of this video, you can know she's telling the truth because this game is in the past and I'm telling you she's correct about this. So when she accuses Coke and Cheek here,
Between
No.
and treating her as the trustworthy source, you can relatively safely assume the imposter is one of those players. Demonstrated here by when they all vote Cheek and win the game.
I don't know how Cook saw my name. But my story was good. I shouldn't be voted out there. But
Okay.
good job.
Small note here, the comment she makes about having a good track record should not be trusted.
I feel like the kills have been happening one at a time, so I would like to clear myself.
Because people should not be a trusted source for their own track record. But it also doesn't make her untrustworthy by claiming she has a good track record. Now, let's talk about a willingness to reveal self-detrimental information. Here's a clip from a news anchor revealing that they screwed up information they shared.
It sounds to me like what's happened is we screwed up. What it sounds like. I can tell you one thing: Mike Tobin would never. I've been through this. Mike Tobin thought he saw somebody get shot. And there was a gun, and there was a patient on a stretcher, and there was a woman who said she saw the cops gun him down, and there's going to be violence and all the rest of that. And what we have is nothing. And the truth is, according to police, there is no gunshot victim. The person who fell in the street there is being taken to hospital because the person, I assume, went down on the street after dropping the weapon.
The intention of doing this is to gain trust by demonstrating, hey, if I lie to you or give you misinformation, I'm going to confess that I did so. If someone gives self-detrimental information, this is not a qualifier that they are automatically trustworthy. This should be used in conjunction with all other factors to determine if this individual is trustworthy. Something to be very wary about, though, is someone that never admits to being wrong about something in the past. Everybody makes mistakes, as demonstrated by my last YouTube video. So if someone never admits to being wrong in the past, they likely have a track record that they're ashamed of.
6 and 10.
Another caveat of admitting faults is that people love to do this after they get caught. There needs to be no incentive for the person to admit their fault. Otherwise, they are either saving face or trying to reap a benefit from their admission.
I'd say you caught me red-handed.
Really?
Fine. Once and for all. Never really intended for things to go this far. I didn't know how to cut my ties loose without, ever actually having to hurt you or just leave you hanging. I felt bad. I didn't know what I was doing.
I think this guy's face says it all. Once someone has already been found out, they're not telling you anything you don't already know. The last tool I want to share with you to determine if someone is trustworthy is to determine if the point they are making is logical. If someone is using unsound logic to make an argument, it is likely because their argument isn't really valid. There are many commonly used logical fallacies that, once you're able to identify, will help you spot when someone is giving a presentation that is untrue. Here are a couple examples. Appeal to ignorance. This is when someone shifts the burden of proof onto somebody else. Hey, if you can't prove me wrong, I must be right. I don't know. Don't have sus on me.
That's not how the game works, mate.
The gambler's fallacy. The notion that, hey, it's been going well for me before. It's bound to keep going well for me.
No one
Are
else
we
around. I
shooting
did.
on this?
No,
Wait,
I'm not sure.
where's the body again? Oh,
The last time we shot an 8
I don't
went
think
pretty
it's
well.
right to me.
Appeal to emotion. When someone wants you to act out of anger, sadness, happiness, instead of listening to the logic of the argument.
Okay, fine. You're all voting me, aren't you? That's nice.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
If you are interested in more logical fallacies, check out Jill Barrett's YouTube channel so you can be better equipped to tell if someone is trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Or you can just use a Game Shark, baby.